Peace, family. It's Asmar Bilal, host here at Secure Tomorrows, where we talk about what happens after the lights, after the cheers, and how athletes build real legacy outside of the game. Today's guest, special guest, a Naptown native, raised on the far east side, a Warren Central High School legend, leading his team to two back-to-back state championship, one in basketball, one in football, becoming one of the most decorated players in Indiana high school history. Then at Purdue University, he was a standout, a consensus All-American, and Big Ten's top receiver of the year, known for his precision, poise, and clutch moments. And then he was drafted to the Cleveland Browns, bringing the same silent leadership, discipline, and professionalism into the game. And now, after a game-altering injury, he's boldly stepping into his next chapter, one rooted in faith, family, and redefining purpose beyond the game. From the far side of Indianapolis, from the far east side of Indianapolis, to Purdue's greatness, from receiving and earning national recognition and respect to representing his family and hometown on Sundays, from rising through every aspect of the game to rising into who he is without the pads. He's the proof that when a game stops, it takes on a deeper meaning. David Bill, pleasure to have you on.
My brother, I appreciate the phenomenal introduction, and I appreciate you for allowing me to come on your platform and I guess share my story a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, man. So this is big time. You a Naptown legend. I know we both came from Naptown. I'm on the west side.
Yeah.
The best. I ain't gonna do that with you. Yeah. So the
it,
west side.
They say the west the best.
West the best, and then you from the east
the
side.
beast, though.
And the
That's
east the beast. Man,
that's
that's crazy.
It's a difference over there.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, the east side is different. Yeah, we know that as well. I actually grew up. I ain't gonna say that now on the cameras. I ain't gonna say it. I'm a West Sider at heart, but
you see, it's always somebody from out west. They want to be from out east, but you'll never, ever, ever hear nobody from this way say
they from out west. Yeah, no,
that they want to be from out.
That they want to be. Okay, I don't want to. Just to clear the record, I don't want to be from out east. I'm from west. My mother, she did live on the east though at Sutton Place. You familiar with Sutton Place?
Yeah, she stayed there. The street from where I grew up.
She stayed there for a little bit of time. But either way, yeah, West Sider at heart. But man, I know the first time that we met was actually in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Ghana, from Indianapolis to Ghana, right? If you could just speak on that. I know we was introduced through my man's Jeremiah. I know he played alongside you as well. But for you, what brought you to Ghana? Helping and coaching out?
I think it just was a beautiful opportunity to, one, not only help a community that doesn't have a lot of Americanized football over there.
Mm-hmm.
And they do have the talent, but they just didn't have the resources. So when Jeremiah pitched the opportunity to me personally, I was all aboard. And I also wanted to visit Africa since I was a kid. So it was a 2-for-1 thing.
Okay.
I mean, and as you know, we did a lot more than just the football camp that he presented. So being able to walk around and get off the plane and feel welcomed immediately, it was definitely something special to be a part of. But then I also just show you how the game of football can take you all over the world.
Truly.
And it opens doors that may have not been open just with this simple game. So that's a reason why I cherish the game so much.
Yeah, truly indeed. And man, let's just rewind it back. I know you found a lot of success in your career, but also for you, I mean, you come from the east side, from Warren Central. When did football in itself become that calling for you? When did it make sense?
I'd probably say when I was like 6 or 7 years old, to keep it real. I remember it like it was yesterday. The coach was playing the Patriots in the AFC Championship that year they won the Super Bowl and they beat the Bears. Me and my mom was in her room watching the game, and I believe Joseph Adai or Adrian James fumbled the football on the goal line. Jeff Saturday following in the end zone. So I get up, I ask my mom, like, hey, what happened? And, you know, she didn't know at the time. She probably still don't, but yeah. My first team I played for was the Falcons with Coach Stan Jackson. And we didn't even have our names on the back of our jersey. It was We Believe. So I think from an early stage, it was instilled in me to believe in yourself, whatever you want to do. And at the time, football was something that I really, 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 really loved. And then for me to play for a coach that had "We Believe" on the back of that, that kind of was a moment like, yeah, I'm gonna play on Sunday. I'm gonna play on TV.
Wow. Okay. So so you rewinded all the way back,
all the way
to
back.
Super Bowl, Indianapolis Super Bowl. Okay, that's what's up. And then just speaking for yourself, man, was that like some of the people and peers around you aspirations as well? I know you from the east side. What you say, the B side?
I'm from the far east side.
The far east side.
As a collective unit, the east side, you know.
Okay.
But when you want to break down specifically, the far east side, right off the highway.
Okay, understood. Post road type.
Exactly. Post road, right off the highway.
I got you. So just speaking on that, right? Just knowing it, right? That's what I was saying. The east side, the B side, but also just talk about that environment. How was it just growing up on the far east side of town?
It was truly a blessing to keep it all the way a buck. It teaches you a lot of real life scenarios quick.
Yeah.
You know how to be witty in certain situations, and it's also very, very family oriented. Majority of my family and friends live in like a 2-mile proximity of my home. So if any time I'm in need, it's nothing to hop on a phone call somebody, and it's like without hesitation, they're jumping up to go help you.
Yeah.
Now, when they get there, they're gonna ask you what the situation is, but it's always a helping hand. But on the flip side, in any community that is deprived from specific resources, there's a lot of things that don't go toward the status quo. So you have to grow up a certain way and just mind your own business, stay in your own lane to stay out the way, because you can be in the wrong place at the wrong time, or you can be in the right place at the wrong time. You just have to know and get your, I guess, 6-7 sense to figure out when a situation doesn't feel right and to step away from that. So that's why I think even today, like when I left from this community to go to college and then also going to the NFL and then now transition into, I guess, the real world, you know, it's taught me a lot of things, because that foundation of being humble over here, because if you're not humble over here, then you're going to get called out. Yeah. Being respectful and then being honest. You can kind of see through a lot of people when you have those core values instilled in yourself, and you're surrounded around a whole bunch of people who do and who don't. So you get to see both sides of it. So you're able to see the honest woman or the honest man, and then on the flip side, you're able to see the dishonest person. So you can go through life and kind of figure out, all right, this person, what they're saying is good and beneficial and it's gonna help me. This person, even though it sounds good, when I ask you these specific questions, you can't answer them. So I know it's not about the right, but that was something that we was always taught as kids. Make sure you ask questions so you can know what the real is, because if they can't ask them quick 3, 4, 5 questions, it ain't about none. You might want to stay away from that person.
Okay. So learned a lot from the environment.
You learned a lot, man. You learned, and it was like everybody knew I was the athlete, so I was protected in a sense. A lot of my homies, don't be around here. Go home, leave. So I've seen a lot, been a part of a lot, but I've also been blessed to, you know, live until I'm 24. My birthday's next month, so I'll be 25, God willing. So I had a chance to see a lot of things in my 24 years of growing up over here and also experiencing the world. And a lot of people that grow up in this community, they don't reach it to 24, 25. So
truly,
it's like, you learn a lot. You got to grow up quick.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you never know.
And then I think that speaks to a lot of just who you are in your character, because, you know, in the city, I mean, you say how you what, and it's out the way.
Yeah.
But like to truly stay out the way, like what was able to help you to be able to keep that tunnel vision? Because a lot of people go astray. So what was it exactly for you to be able to hone in on those core values and be able to stay consistent with that mindset and approach?
For me personally, I grew up in a very church-going family. Like
okay.
not even just my immediate family, like my grandma, my mom, my grandpa, like my whole family. We go to a church. We have a family church.
Oh, okay.
So when I was younger, it would be like 4 or 5 times a week I'm at church. So I wasn't able to do certain stuff that like my homies was doing because I'm at church. And then when I'm not at church, I play basketball and football all year round. Played the regular football season. Then in the wintertime, played the school basketball. And then in the summertime, AAU and football. So I wasn't able to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then I say the group of friends that I selected too. We all had aspirations and dreams of playing either in the NBA or going to the NFL.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of positive role models that were older than us that did the right things. And then we also had a lot of negative role models that got caught up in whatever they did. So as young men, we seen those leaders in our community pick the right and the wrong path. So we always said we don't want to be like that person.
Yeah.
So growing up, me and my friends, that's kind of how we lived. And even some of the friends that path got derailed a little bit, they still held me to a certain standard because they knew who I was and what I wanted to do, and I had a chance to get out. So like, that's why it's a big hats off to all my homies. Like, they never put me in a situation where it was like
compromising.
Yeah, compromising. They always basically you the ticket. That's how they explain it to me. Like, we got to protect you, so you can't do this. So even though I guess I wanted to prove myself, but it came to a point I'm like, I don't got to, bro. Like, I'm playing on the field, I'm doing me, I don't got to do certain stuff.
Nah, for sure.
So they was just like, nah, bro, just chill.
Yeah,
like,
nah,
go
for
home.
Sure.
So I say them, and then, also God, too, and then the family.
Okay, cool. So faith, and then also just occupying yourself with, sports.
Yeah, sports.
Because a lot of times that negative stuff comes out of idleness, right? When there's nothing to do. But if you engage in certain activities, sports, football, and have those aspirations, it definitely help out a ton. But as I mentioned early on, right, you led teams to a state championship in basketball and football. And I know you mentioned, right, you and your peers was playing both sports. So for you, ultimately, what made you choose football rather than basketball? I didn't even know you played basketball, but of course you got those honors as well. So what made you decide out of the two sports?
So growing up, I always loved basketball. You know, she was my first love. I started playing that when I was 3 years old. It was a tough decision to make, but really, ultimately, my sophomore year, going into my junior year, I ended up getting kicked off my basketball team.
Oh man, boy,
so
that's that east side. It's
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't always a goody two shoes, but it wasn't nothing crazy. I don't think it was nothing crazy why I got kicked off, but I ended up getting kicked off, and then that was just a decision. Like, all right, just go fully with football. And at the time, I already had like probably 9 or 10 offers.
For football?
Yeah, for football.
Okay.
So it was already trending in the right direction.
Okay.
And it just seemed like a sign for me. Then I stopped playing AAU basketball.
Okay.
And then that's when I started getting into 7-on-7. So then it was just football year round. But I ended up getting back on the basketball team. So I was really only playing school ball. So at that point, the decision was, I still love basketball though. Like, I wish I ended up playing all the way to high school, but still playing AAU, I wish I would have did that because that was my first glimpse of seeing the world as a kid. You know, going to Ohio, Vegas, Texas.
Through AAU?
Yeah.
Okay.
We traveled all around the world.
Yeah, that's one of the things that sports allow you to do, be able to travel. But yeah, that's big time. And then let me ask you this, because a lot of great athletes play both sports, right? I'm just thinking right now, Jeremiah, he played basketball, and then also played football. DeJuan, that was also a dude from the city. DeJuan, he played basketball and football. Do you feel like playing basketball helped you in your success in football? Do you feel like those skills
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, I
correlated?
think it did. 'Cause, you know, basketball is a lot of start-stop,
Mm.
acceleration, deceleration, lateral change of direction, and it all applies to football.
Yeah.
Hit movements, especially for a receiver, you know, trying to do a crossover.
Yeah, for sure.
And then also for jump balls, like we're taught to box out the defender and go up for the rebound. So
Yeah,
if you throw a
okay.
deep pass, like subconsciously in my mind, it's like, go get the ball. Basketball, football, it's the same thing. You box them out
Yeah.
and then jump to go get it. It's a lot of similarities. And I think playing any sport is
Helpful.
helpful because it shows you can do different things, and then, you know, you also use different muscles in those respective sports. So for any high schools out there, I mean, you should play. I feel like you should play both sports because there's a lot of people in the league that play both sports. And then when you're in the locker room, we don't even really talk about football. We talk about the other sports that we play because you get so consumed with football, you want to talk about something else.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, man, I was definitely a football only type of guy, but I do see the correlation a little bit between the two. So I just wanted to kind of see and ask you. But man, let's take it back. I know we talking a lot about just like your journey throughout high school right now, and then your peers, and then there's certain environments. I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, you had a close friend of yours that passed right in high school. How did that shape not only who you are as a man, but just your trajectory from there?
Yeah, so I had a brother that passed, Dijon Anderson, in the spring of 2017. We grew up around the same people. Grew up, one of his best friends is Kyanji, and Kyanji lived right around the street from me. And one of my best friends, we call him Man, and Kyanji and Man is blood cousins. So we all grew up in the same area, and Kyanji Pops was like the big OG. Everybody go to his house. Like, sometimes he can have 15, 20 young boys at his house, feeding us, teaching us how to do certain things, playing football, playing basketball. So me and Dijon was always around each other, but he was a little bit older than me. And how we really got close was when I got to 1. So he was a junior my freshman year. And then I got moved up to varsity. And the first time getting moved to varsity, I had to go against him in one-on-ones. And he was our best DB. So I come over there, and he's up there. If you know Dijon, he just talk crazy. So he's saying, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. Y'all scared of me, this and that. I'm a 14-year-old freshman. I'm like, all right. And ain't nobody going up against him. Yeah. So my receiver coach like, freshman, you get up there. I'm like, bet. So we do our little rep, and then we do another rep, and then that's kind of like when we start to build our connection. And then he lived right down the street from me, so he'll pick me up, take me to school. Constant had conversations, went on college visits together, so that bond grew. And then unfortunately, the situation happened where he ended up losing his life, but it helped me grow because it made me realize that life is like real at that point. Like growing up over here, you know, you hear like death is kind of normalized over here. So you hear certain things about people your age passing away, but it don't hit home until it's somebody close around you. So then that made me realize like you really gotta watch what you do, who you associate with, and be aware of your surroundings, especially if you're trying to elevate in specific areas that other people may not see for themselves. Like some people feel comfortable and content with just being where they're at, but he was going to Southern Illinois University on a full D1 scholarship. So in less than a month, he was about to be gone. You know, then that situation happened. So it made not only me grow up quick, but everybody else around his friend group, my friend group, And then I really say in the school because like it was a dark time because he wasn't the only person to pass. It was a young brother named Angel. He ended up passing away too. So we had 2 deaths in the same
Wow.
situation. So like the whole school really shut down.
Really?
Like we brought in grievance counselors. We had support dogs. Anybody who was close to those 2 young men, like you didn't really have to do nothing in school. Classes was froze for you. And it was just tough. It was just like weird. Cause if you went in a Warren before that, you know it's loud, people having fun. You just hear da-da-da. But when that happened, you could hear a pin drop.
Wow.
Like nobody said,
community.
whole community, and it didn't just affect us at the school. It affected, like I said, it's a family, so it affected everybody around here. And it was a tough situation to see a young, beautiful soul not be able to live his full potential that he wanted to.
Right.
But we all know God has a better plan. So
Indeed. Yeah.
It was a learning point for me, and then also everybody around me. But it for sure, it grew me up very, very quickly. And I think I was like 15, 16. So.
Wow, okay. So yeah, you was young.
Yeah, I was young.
Wow. So yeah, that's deep. Of course, condolences still to him and his family. Yeah, just understanding the fragility of life, right? It'll make you live your life a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right. So let's move forward then, right? So I know you had those events that transpired in your life that helped shape and mold you, and also just to tighten up your focus, of course, with your goals and aspirations to make it out. So I know ultimately for you, I know you mentioned that you had a lot of scholarships that was rolling in, but ultimately you chose Purdue. And Purdue, for some reason, Purdue was the only scholarship I got IU, Notre Dame, but I didn't get Purdue. And they said when I went on my visit that they didn't feel like I was talented enough or something along those lines. So I always had smoke with them. But
yeah.
I know for you, you chose Purdue, right? So what was it about Purdue that made you select Purdue?
For me, it was the offense. Just looking around, the majority of my scholarships was Big Ten schools. I had a few SEC, a few ACC. But out of all the Big Ten schools, like they threw the ball the most.
Okay.
And then I seen what they did with my homie Rondell Moore the year before I got there. I'm like, nah, this is crazy. He was a consensus All-American his freshman year.
Okay.
Like his first game ever playing, he broke I believe the all-purpose record.
Okay, so he was snapping.
Yeah, he was snapping.
They was feeding him.
They was feeding him. And I'm thinking like, I know I'm good enough to go play there. Like if he's getting X amount of targets, if you just give me 7 or 8, I know what I can do.
Running with it.
Yeah, I know what I can do with that. So that was the main reason. And then Coach Brown, just doing some research on him, he was still is a very offensive-minded coach. And he puts his best players in situations to win. So even before Rondell was Jackson Anthrop, slot from West Lafayette. He was killing. So I'm looking, I'm like, dang, he was here. He got Jackson killing. He got Rondell killing. And then he was at Western Kentucky. He had some more receivers killing. So I'm like, all right, let me see what I can do. And then also it was close to home. I wanted to have my grandma, experience that with me. She's handicapped, so if I went somewhere far, she wasn't gonna be able to see nothing.
And how long was that trip to West Lafayette?
An hour.
Hour?
Yeah,
Okay,
hour
so
15.
not too bad. Okay, cool.
But those were the main reasons that I
chose Purdue.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then of course you went there. I mentioned some of the stuff, right? You being Big Ten Receiver of the Year, also consensus All-American as well. And then right, the big day came. Right, so let's talk about it, man. I know that draft day is special. I know that was a dream of yours, right? Starting off, you was playing in 7th grade, right? You seen the Super Bowl, right, with Indianapolis coming in the hometown and stuff, and then
I was playing in 1st grade, bro.
1st grade.
Yeah,
you were 7.
I was 6 years old.
6 years old.
When I first started playing.
Yeah, 6 years old. But yeah, man, let's talk about that, right? So you heard your name being called. You got drafted by the Cleveland Browns, right? What did that moment mean to not only you but also your family?
It was an unreal moment because you go from working so hard to chase a dream, and then that dream is in your face, and then now that dream, it's not a dream no more. It's like a reality. So it was a lot of emotions that I never thought that I would feel, like happiness, anxiousness or anxiety. A lot of those emotions was flowing through my body. Then it was like, all right, I made it now. What's next? Like, this isn't the stoplight. Yeah, you prayed to make it here, but how can you continue to do what you want to do? And then for my family, they've just seen everything that I've been through, and between the injuries and also just the personal things that I go through or went through up until that point, and they've seen the sacrifices that I've made to even have a chance to put myself in a situation. So it was an unreal moment for them too. And I believe, I was the first professional athlete in my family. So it was a very happy moment for everybody. I had a lot of family and friends there, like some homies and homegirls from high school. They ended up pulling up to support me. So that was their first time being a part of that too. So it was just a good experience, man.
Yeah, no doubt. I know just from like my experience as well, making it, I think it do so much just for the family in general, right? Them being able to make those trips, and then also to be able to see you at the university, is so much excellency that comes with it that the families perhaps wouldn't never been able to experience without you actually making it, right? So I know that you mentioned like you was that ticket, right? So you was able to expose them to new experiences all around. But one of the biggest things I hit on with the podcast is not only do you make it, but everything changes drastically. It changes drastically, right? And one of the big things is financially, right? So financially, things change. And a lot of what I hit on this is just that transition after sports, because what happens is, what was you, like 22 years old when you got drafted? You remember?
21.
You 21 years old, getting drafted, right now earning a lot of zeros. Like, what was that feeling, right, when you got your first check? Like, how did that make you feel that moment, man?
It felt great. I'm like, I get this every 2 weeks.
Yeah, crazy.
So, the first thing is the signing bonus that hit. So that's the big number. And me and my teammates, like, we was out. And then one of them was like, check your bank account. And then we all checked our bank account. I ain't never seen that much like a day in my life before. So
in 21.
Yeah, 21. So I mean, I understand why like a lot of us we be tripping. Especially like I was a third rounder, so a first rounder.
Yeah, buku.
Yeah. If I was happy off what I got, I could imagine what them boys feel like. Why? Because the saying is, money shows the real you. Like once you have money, it shows who you truly are. And I just truly wanted to play football and make it to the league to help my family get out of this specific situation. So that was the number one thing I did once I got it. But it was fun to have it. Yeah. But like I said, growing up around here, you got to grow up fast. So I knew like eventually football ain't gonna last forever. And I used to watch the E60 broke like every time it came on, where it talked about NFL athletes. They live a certain lifestyle, and then they spend this, spend that. Yeah. They go, bro. I remember one time, OG was like, he took his whole family to the Bahamas. Man. I think his wife or his girlfriend, they had a joint bank account, and they got into an argument, and she took like, oh man, like 200,000 out of his account, and he's like, I go check my bank account. He's like, I know I ain't spent this much money, and then he's like, I call her. She's like, yeah, we got into an argument, so I thought you was gonna leave me. No way. And then just constantly watching, and I'm like, nah, I can't go out like that, bro. Yeah. So that was my thing. Like, how can I protect this? Yeah. Like, yeah, I got it, but how can I protect it? Because I mean, it's cool to dress nice, buy the cool cars, jewelry. Yeah. I'm like, man, I'm trying to make it last. Like, because
You
in
gotta
the grand
sustain
scheme of like, once you get into the locker room, you realize what you got ain't nothing compared to.
Relative to everybody else in the locker
relative
room.
to your locker mate who's been playing for 10 plus years. So, and that was the one thing that they told us as rookies. Like, I always went to like older people for advice. So like, my vet was Mark Cooper.
Yeah.
So we never really talked about football. It was always like life stuff.
Yeah.
He was just telling me like, bro, you gotta invest. Like, it ain't gonna last forever. Like, even me, I handle my bread a certain way.
Yeah.
He's like, for you just gotta make sure you can stretch it out as long as you can. He's like, don't. It's cool to buy stuff, but don't be out here
going crazy,
splurging. Cause then, let's just say like the situation I am now. Like, I thought in my head I wanted to play 8 to 10 years, and I got a chance to play 4. So it's like cut. So now if I wasn't preparing a certain way before this, I'd be out of luck.
So let's speak on that then, right? Because for us, our focus is to make the money. But now that you made it, the focus is how do we keep the money?
Yeah.
Right. So let's speak about that, because you do see a lot of athletes that get into the league, they accrue all this money, and then they instantly, as soon as you get it, you want to spend it. Right. You ain't never had this type of money before, so you do want to spend it. So if you could think back, what was one of your first purchases that you had when you made it? First big purchases.
I remodeled my granny crib. That was the first big purchase. Then I mean, before that, I bought a chain.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a crazy. I mean, if
bust down.
It was
Nice down.
It was silly though.
Okay.
I don't even wear it like that.
Oh,
but
man.
that wasn't a big purchase. But my first big purchase was remodeling my granny crib. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So that was a big purchase. But other than that,
pretty frugal with it.
I got a brand new car, but nothing.
Yeah, extravagant.
Yeah, not like no Ferrari, Lambo, McLaren, nothing like that.
Okay.
Or Benz, no.
Yeah.
Something cool. But I'm pretty, because I went to school for financial counseling and planning.
Ah, okay. So you was a financial guy.
Yeah, I know how the numbers go. Like, hey, bro, this don't make sense numbers-wise. If I'm doing this and I want this to last till 60, like, I can't be out here. My friends call me cheap.
Yeah, I mean, you got to protect the money. But that was my next question. So getting that amount of money at 21 years old, I mean, a lot of 21-year-olds don't receive that, right?
Yeah.
You 1% in that regard. So did you feel prepared? Like once it actually came to you, did you feel financially like prepared to know how to maintain it and keep up with it?
Yeah, I feel prepared. So I had a mentor, Chad Spann. He played in the league for I think 4 or 5 years. And he was my offensive coordinator my last 2 years in high school.
Okay.
And he was my 7-on-7. Like, he was the co-owner of the 7-on-7 team I played for. So, like, he took me under his wing. Like, all right, I know you're going to make it, so we're going to set certain things up so you don't do what I do. So what he told me, I ain't trying to tell this, but his first year in the league, he went broke. Because back then, the pay period was 17 weeks. So every week you get paid. But you remember after that last week, you don't get paid again until the spring training. But spring is only like a few $100s a week. And you living for 17 weeks. So let's just say if somebody living on $10,000 a month, you after them 17 weeks, if you living like that and you ain't saved nothing, like, you gonna be struggling. So he went through that, but he ended up bouncing back and making sure he saved correctly. So he just told me like, hey, we're gonna do X, Y, Z so you don't be like me. Yeah. And like, when you retire, you're gonna be good. You don't have to worry about, oh, I need to go get a job. Like, if you wanna go get one, you can, but you don't need to. Or if you wanna just invest your stuff. And like when I was younger, I always, like right when I was 16, 17, I always had like a little bit of bread in my pockets.
So you was a saver already.
Yeah. I learned that from my big cousin, big cousin Tyson. He was, you ever seen, I think it was, not Big Mama House.
What show you talking about?
Soul Food.
Soul Food.
Soul Food. And then they had, when Big Mama passed away, they still had the Soul Food dinner.
Mm-hmm.
But then they had Uncle Pete upstairs. You seen the movie?
Yeah, I seen Soul Food.
I think it's Uncle Pete, but Uncle Pete came down with a whole bunch of money, and like probably like hundreds of thousands of dollars. But we call my cousin Uncle Pete because like he saved all his stuff. He saved. You don't know how much cousin got, but he taught me at a young age too. Even dang near how to use other people's money. Like our auntie would give us money.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, all right, I'll give you $5. Mm-hmm. You can spend your $5, or you can just get chips and something to drink, and I'll pay for it. Mm. And he'll be like, bro, just pocket the $5. Like she's gonna keep doing this. Like in the summertime, it was me, him, my cousin Bay, and then my cousin Fat. So it was 4 of us, and we always went to the gas station. And their mother, my auntie, would always give us some money. Yeah. And at the time, like me, Fat, and Bay, we would spend our stuff with what he was saving. And I used to be like, cuz how you always like, and he put me on some game. So he taught me early like how to use other people's money. Basically, leverage. So I mean I learned from him, and then also my mentor, Span. So yeah, I always had a good sense of to be prepared. And then once I was getting my little bread and the NIL came, I was able to.
Oh wow, you made it through the NIL.
I was the first year NIL.
Wow,
so I had a little bit.
So
I always had something.
Yeah, and I feel like that preparation in itself, like getting that money at the collegiate level, help you. So when it gets to the NFL, I mean, people in college getting NFL money now, but
now it is.
but at least it's earlier on. So now you can go through that progression. So if you do make it professional, it's like, well, I already have money. I know how to deal with money, like, or at least you learning along that way.
Because when I had my money when I was like 16, 17, I'm thinking like, oh, I got it. Yeah. But then when I get to college, we get stipend checks. Yeah. I'm thinking, I got more. And then we get the NIL, it's like, I got this. Then you get the NFL. So it's like micro steps of financially getting more. But then comes with that becomes more responsibility. Yeah. Like, is this a financial risk or is this an asset? Yeah. Like liabilities and assets. That's how I look at everything. Like
that's your finance guy.
Yeah.
Even if you talk to look at it.
Even if you're a person, like, are you a liability to me?
Or an asset.
Financial liability, or you asset. So.
Yeah. Man, so speak on this. I know, like, typically with an organization, they try to give you some learning and try to prep you so when you do get the money to make sure, of course, family and stuff is going to be reaching out and how to balance those relationships, and then also like how to manage your money, right? So they talk about it a little bit. Of course, everybody don't take heed to it, but just speak on that, right? Just coming from the city, and then also, right, I mean, you made it. And now everybody got this perception of what an NFL player is about to make. They see it's public, right? That's the unique thing about being a professional, is this is public. So how was it balancing the finances and also having friends and family from the city that knew you made it? How was it balancing your finances then?
At first I struggled with it, but I ended up getting a hold to it. Like I help out every now and then, but it come to a point now where it's like, nah, bro, I can, but I really can't. Cause like I'm enabling you at this point. I feel like God putting you through a test. I don't want to block your blessing. Yeah. I feel like we all go through certain stuff. So if I just hit, we may not learn. And of course, and I was taught also, like, if somebody say they're gonna pay you back, just don't even expect it. Yeah. Because if they're asking you for X amount of dollars, they gotta get that 2 times. So if they ask you for, let's just say 200, for whatever reason, they gotta make that 200 back for them, and then get the 200 back to give to you. So it's like, if you're giving it, just give it. Don't be
expecting in return.
Yeah, expecting in return. I mean, it was tough at first, but.
So what's your process now for giving? Like, is there a certain type of process that you go through? Like, if a friend was to say, yo, I'm behind on rent, I'm out. I don't got no job. Like, let me hold 500, or maybe even family say, man, like man, I need 1,000 right now. Like
1,000's too much.
Hey, it'd be crazy amounts though, but it'd be like,
like
hey
sometimes
bro, I
I've
promise I'm
never
gonna flip and
seen.
get it back.
I don't. That's the thing. Like when you reach different levels in life, you understand money don't work like that, where you can just flip it and get it back like that legally. Like you really can't do it like that, and I'm trying to be legit. So if it ain't really legal, I don't want to be a part of it. And like I said, you see that it just don't work like that. Like, oh, you give me this in 20 days, I'm like, nah, bro. Even with business owner, it take the first few months you're in the negative for your P&L. It's probably some businesses take a year to really see a small profit, like a $200-$300 profit. So you telling me I'm trying to get some quick cash? It don't sound right. But that go back to what I was saying. When you ask them specific questions, growing up around here, you realize a lot of people don't got plans. If you give it to them. But 1,000, that's
for sure.
But if it's like a family, the hot water heater busted and it's about to be winter, then I mean,
so it's just reasonable.
I don't want to. But if you saying I got a business proposal.
The business proposal for sure.
The get rich quick schemes, I'm like, nah, I learned to say no, and then I feel like if we fall out because I say no, for me, I don't care. I got enough people who love me. So if you don't mess with me no more, like it's cool. But I've never had that issue, even when I've told friends no.
Okay.
So they be understanding.
So I mean that's good that you got those people that's close to you, right? That's understanding and not trying to exploit and abuse it, right? Because it's many people that go through the situation, and it's the people that's very closest, perhaps a father, a brother, or mother, right, that may be pulling that regard, and like the athlete having to find a good balance of how do I say no to this, right? When my own mother or my own brother is like needing me or going through addictions or whatever it is, where they having to fund it or feel obligated at least to do it. So
a lot of people feel obligated. And they try to emotionally guilt trip you.
Guilt trip.
I'm like, man, if I keep giving it to you, like, I know you're not gonna be there if I ask for X amount. So like that, but that's the thing. It's like, and I don't think people understand. Like, we are athletes. We are already our own business. So even if you're not business savvy, you gotta think like that, because we meet with lawyers, or we meet with our agent, we meet with our financial advisor, and then we gotta sit in meetings, do all this. So there's so much that you gotta manage as I guess, CEO, to go out there and perform and play on Sunday. Like, I play on Sunday, but every Tuesday we off. Maybe I gotta meet with my financial advisor because I'm trying to do something on my credit slow. So I gotta meet with them to figure out how to get my credit up. Or in the off season, I'm meeting with lawyers, attorneys, financial advisors, realtors, all this and that. So it's like when you say no, like you want to do it, but you don't really know what I got going on too. What if I'm trying to make this big play that's worth, I don't know, $100 billion trillion, and I really can't give it to you because I need every cent to make this play, and then once I make it, some people don't understand that.
For sure. And one of the guests on the podcast, they mentioned like a lot of times family don't really understand. They know you get the money, but they trying to get a piece of the pie that's already been cut many times. Right? You see these $1 million contracts. Let's say you get $1 million. That's already getting cut in half just off of federal and state. So that's 500. Right now you got your own newly expenses, right? You might be in a nice area that you living in, right? So your rent or mortgage, if you bought a home, might be more expensive. So now you got $3,000 you paying there. Now you might have a partner. So it's so much that go into it that they really never really sit down and think about the expenses that you have. And not only that, but heavy as the head that wear the crown, you probably got so many other people that's needing of your assistance as well. So it's like when you ask for $500, $300, I really may not be able to. This probably don't work within my budget based off of my financial goals and visions too. So I think that's very important, right? Just for the listeners and families and friends and people that's close to you to be able to listen to as well, right? Knowing, right, that you've made this money, but all the things that come with it too. But man, let's move on. I know making it is big, right? We talked about the finance. We talked about all the stuff that come with that. And I know for you recently, you just announced your retirement, right? So we know that you had a career-altering injury that just recently happened. And now that's forcing you into retirement right now. If you could just speak on that, like, how are you feeling just emotionally, right? Coming from, like, this was your dream, now you live the dream, and now moving into retirement. Like, what's your mindset going into that?
The initial mindset, it was very, very bitter. I'm not even gonna say bittersweet, because playing from 6 to 24, doing all the workouts, the sacrifices, the pain. You was an athlete, so you understand the pain that we go through, like physically and mentally, to just play for an hour or a few hours on Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I mean, it was cool, but the thing I missed the most is just like the locker room, the guys. Like football, I miss that for sure, but sitting in the locker room, chopping it up with people, that was tough, having to step away from that. And like I personally made my decision in like June, July, but I didn't announce it to anybody until like a few months ago. So going in every day knowing like, dang, this is you count the days, like this is my last few days in this facility. And then also like sitting in meetings, that was really the sucky part. Yeah. Like sitting in meetings in camp, you know how camp is. Yeah. You there all day. I'm there all day, and I know none of this is applying to me. Like that was a tough part, and I had to be there like early in the morning for treatment.
Rehab.
6 a.m. So I'm there like 14 hours a day, knowing that. I mean, knowing that it doesn't apply to me, but then I had to change my mindset, like. This isn't applying to you, but use the resources to get as healthy as possible before you step out. Because, once you're done, the door is shut in the league. I mean, you still got connections with, like, coaches, players, but as far as internally in the locker room and the resources that you get is done. So it took me a few months to get over that hump. But now, I mean, I'm content with what happened in my decision, and understanding that I was blessed to do a lot of things that I wanted to do, even though I didn't get to achieve my ultimate goal. But it's still a blessing. I've done things that people dream about, that little kids dream about doing, so I'm happy that I can be a role model to them. But the only thing is, like, little kids is harsh. Yeah. So I went to go talk to these kids like probably 3-4 weeks ago. My little cousin played for this football team. So they want to know the stats, Madden ratings. I ain't really play like that. So I get to saying that, they're like, dang, he suck. I'm like, and I'm like, hey, y'all right. I guess I do. But I'm like, it ain't about me no more, man. I just hope y'all all get to experience that so y'all know, what it's really like. And if you do become that top player, enjoy it. But if you don't, and enjoy that too. But continue work to get better. That was my goal. Even when I was going through that, the process of retiring, like, still come in every day with a positive attitude to get better. And then also mentor the young guys. They're going through stuff. Even though I was only year 3, this would have been my 4th year. I was only year 3, like, in NFL, that's a lot that's a lot of information that compared to somebody who's a rookie or a second-year player. So my mindset had to change, and then I started to look at the positive in things, like what is God trying to teach me or tell me in this moment.
Yeah. No, truly. I mean, congratulations, right? By the way, congratulations on retirement and being able to make it, right? Only a small percent do, right? 1% or less make it to that level, especially to make it to year 3, right? Playing it out. So, I mean, kudos for yourself for being able to make it. And then for you, like just thinking about it, right? Coming from the far east side.
Yeah, the far east side.
The far east side, and then making it to a professional team and playing your 3 years. What do you feel like is the biggest gain or takeaway?
Really, anything is possible. As long as you believe it and you got a goal that you want to achieve, you got to wake up every day and at least attempt it. Like, if there was some days that, you know, I didn't do certain things, but over a totality, I always chase my dreams. Even when people, you know, when younger teachers, what you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Doctors, lawyers, I want to be in the military. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be this and that. And I remember, I want to be in the NFL. They always say, you know, this percentage to make it, and I always be like, well, I'm gonna be that percentage that make it. Well, what's your backup plan? My backup plan is to go to the NFL.
There we go.
Like, so that was my mind. If you got that mindset, then you're gonna be good. So that's what my biggest takeaway from it was, that like anything is really possible. And let's just say, even if I didn't make it, like those intangible steps of even me trying to make it is gonna help you in a different field as far as the discipline, understanding, delayed gratification, the sacrifices that you gotta make for yourself, and having to miss out on a lot of things like family, friends, specific events, because you trying to chase something greater. You know, I guess you can say it's your purpose, but football is not your purpose. You got bigger purpose. At the time, you think that it is, whatever you chasing is, but then once you get it, if you tapped in, then he'll show you that it's really not. Like it's a bigger purpose than that. But for the kids, like, if you really want to go out there, you gotta go get it.
Lock in.
Like, you gotta lock in. It's gonna be times you can't hang around your homies. You can't hang around with the shorties. You can't do this. You're gonna have to miss some holidays. You're gonna have to miss some birthdays. But at the end, like for me, you're gonna have a group of people around you celebrating you when you get drafted.
Yeah. Be able to reap the reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly. And I think what you're saying is discipline, right? Having to discipline yourself to be able to lock in and stay true to what your dreams and goals are. And then for you, it's interesting. I was the same way. Like, when I was attacking it, I only had one plan. It was to make it to the league. I ain't had no plan B. And then nobody couldn't even get out of me, like, what else I could do. Like, I had no other plans outside of that. Like, I didn't have any dreams to be a lawyer, to be a doctor. It was like, I want to play and make it to the NFL. And then a lot of times what it comes down to, when you think of purpose, I don't think nobody, and this is just my thought, but I don't think anybody thinks that their purpose is to make it. I think a lot of times it's just a vehicle, because a lot of times the people, especially in our communities, they want to make it so that they can provide for family, so they can do these other things as well. But what we're hitting on right now is the transition, right? So I know for me, and that every athlete is going to have a transition where the game ends, right? Whether that's 1 year in the league, 3 years, 10 years in the league, you got to transition out. And then with this mindset of ours of like, it ain't no plan B. I never even thought about what I wanted to do after I got done playing.
Yeah.
Right. So one of my biggest questions on the podcast is always, are you ready for when, if when was tomorrow? Right. So knowing that you just announced your retirement, right, do you know exactly what you want to get into next? Have you thought about it?
Yeah, so I've actually started a trucking business, trucking company.
Okay.
So like I said, I knew in like June, July. So at that point, I'm like, all right, I'm still getting paid, so what can I do to try to make it a smooth transition as possible? So I mean, entrepreneurship is ultimately what I really want to do. So I've started that a few months ago, and we've been pretty good. Up and running for like this will be the third month at the end of this month, so
Okay.
still progressing. So that is something. But to go off of something that you said, you were saying that, like I said, and you said that we wanted football. Go to the league. I remember, I think I was like 20 years old. I was talking to this young lady, and she asked me, like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm David Bell, like, just my name. And she's like, like, who are you? Like, I'm like, I'm David Bell, a football player. She's like, are you only a football player? And at that time, I couldn't answer that. But I think now, finding, I guess, like you said, the true purpose of myself, I was able to, over the years, because that's still been sticking with me. Like, dang, I really didn't know who I was. Like, I just thought I was a football player. So
who was David Bell?
I mean, a community leader, somebody who likes to give back and wants to be an example for anybody who's looking for a positive influence. I'm not the perfect person, but I'm able to give a helping hand where I can, and I want to be known as that person. To when people see me, they can see a good man that comes from a community that had the perception that not a lot of people come from. So I can, I guess, be an outlier, even though I'm really not an outlier. We have a lot of people like me in this community that's willing to help for the betterment of us, to help the young boys and girls to reach a higher potential, so they can see the things that I've seen and do the things that I do. So that's who I think I am, man, a God-fearing man. Just put it up. Just a community leader and a God-fearing man.
Yeah. And I mean, I know you faith-filled. It says, to whom much is given, much is required. Right? So I see for you, right, you want to be able to give back. You want to be able to do these things, right? So, I mean, honestly, we at Warren Central right now, I never thought as a West Sider I'd just be kicking it at Warren Central, right? We always been the rivalry. But I'm guessing, how did this get here? Was this your endorsement?
I wasn't my endorsement. I mean, when you do good stuff in the community and for your school, they bless you with things like this.
Stuff like this.
Like I said, this was facility, the new locker room, I believe, was built this previous summer. So they redid everything. And I guess I was blessed to
be on the
get a
wall.
whole picture of, it's a lot of legends in here. Jeff George, Desmond Tardy, Darren Evans, Dexter Taylor. And then right behind you, we have everybody who's played Division I football, the NFL helmets over there. So, I mean, but this is just a small little piece, man. I guess I left my mark.
Man, some of the greats, man. So, yeah, congratulations. And then, man, just to kind of conclude it, right, for those young men or women, right, that's looking at you and idolizing you because they see the greatness, they see that you made it, right, and you was the ticket out, right? What piece of advice would you give to them to help them be able to key in and lock in so that they can also, right, manifest their dreams?
The number one thing I would say is that you got to put God first, because without Him being the head of your life, Him and His Son Jesus, you go with no purpose, and you don't know where you're going. You're just going with no direction, with no help. And then I said another thing, you need to write down your goals. You write down your goals, and you wake up every day and ask yourself the things that I've told myself that I want to do. Am I going in that right direction each and every day? Because then you start to think like, all right, I want to be the first person in my family to graduate at a prestigious university. So you're thinking, when I do a specific action, like, is it pushing me towards that, or is it taking me away from that? So when you have those specific goals, you know what to attack or what not to attack. And have mentors. You need mentors, especially for young black men and specific young black women too. You need mentors that you look up to, that are positive and that are doing the right thing, and that you want to be like, okay, I can see myself. You want to be your own person, but I can see myself with certain intangibles as that person. There's nothing wrong with being a follower as long as you're following the right person. Being a follower comes as a negative trait, or as a negative word when
you're following the wrong person. But if you're following somebody who's on the right path, whether they're a year older than you, 2 years older than you, then continue to follow that person. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do recommend mentors. I think the mentors in my life, they gave me a great sense of wisdom, from their personal experience, from spirituality, relationships, family, financially. So I'm able to always lean on them if I'm stuck. Because, we all think we got stuff figured out and things like that, but you ain't got nothing more figured out than somebody who's been on this earth for 65 years. Like, they've seen everything under the sun, and what you're going through is probably what they went through when you were their age, so they're able to be like, hey, maybe if you do it this way, and you thinking like, I ain't even think of it that way. Take it, sit back on it, pray on it, meditate on it, and make your decision. But yeah, put God first, write down your goals, have mentors.
Wow. Okay, that's good game. So the faith aspect, also the mentorship. A lot of times, I think with the mentorship, a lot of people don't humble themselves to be able to receive that type of counsel. People think they just know everything, but I want to say also, I seen you on you had a collaboration with Brother Jamal. And I think he was speaking to you, and he had mentioned, do you have a group, is it Wisdom of Youth?
Yeah, so we like to point out, how you would, having youth for wisdom. It's the same acronyms.
Okay.
So
okay, how you would, okay.
And then having youth for wisdom.
Okay, cool.
That's something that me and my brother, Frederick Talley, have started, to give the wisdom to the youth. I'm 24, he's about to be 26, so we're still young men in the community, and we still are relatable to that 16 or 14 and like 18 age group. And then, so we plan on doing a lot of stuff. Like the previous summer, we helped the cafe up on 38th and Post with their event. 2 years ago, we went to all the elementary schools and did like the Far East Side Kid giveaway. So we highlighted any kid that's doing good. I understand education is very, very, a very pivotal thing, but it's also kids that at least them getting out of the house, making it to school, being a good student could be good enough for them at that moment, because you never know what's going on at home. Like I said, we go through a lot.
So kids can be 6, 7 years old and then personally seen
Experience a lot.
physical abuse in the household, or personally seen somebody get shot in front of them. If that's traumatic for somebody who's 24, 25, imagine what that does to a 6, 7, 8-year-old.
Right.
So we tend to target kids who are just being good kids and good students, not necessarily who has the best grades, the best behavior, anything of that nature, but somebody that the teacher identified as a good kid. We did that 2 years ago, and then last year we gave scholarships out to some kids in Warren Central, and then we plan on doing that again this year. So
Okay.
we've been trying to do a lot of stuff, still building up websites and all that, but as far as the groundwork, we trying to have our feet out there and get it pushing.
For sure. Well, yeah, man. Well, give thanks for hopping on. It was a lot of wisdom that you got. I know you experienced a lot when you on the B side, the east side, right?
The best side, the east side, all that. Yeah. Everything's good out here, man.
Everything good, man. So you learn a lot, right? You experience a lot, and you grow a lot out here. So yeah, man, congratulations to you and your retirement. I think this will be good for the listeners, for those watching, to be able to see. I mean, you the proof that if you lock in, have a goal for yourself, and have a dream, and just lock in and discipline yourself to eliminate the noise and have that tunnel vision, then you can find success, right? So I think if you listening, right, to the youth, make sure you do take heed to this information, and make sure you go ahead and follow D. Bell, right, and follow along with his journey, what he's doing with the youth. Right? Good thanks, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Appreciate you.